Get out, you'll get arrested. You'll get arrested for trespassing.
A video circulating online is drawing attention after showing local police officers intervening during an ICE detention, and it's raising serious questions about authority and enforcement. In the footage, two uniformed police officers appear to step in as ICE agents attempt to detain an individual. The officers position themselves between ICE and the person, effectively halting the encounter. As the situation unfolds, the ICE agents back away, appearing to recognize they don't have authority over the local officers in that moment. The video is being widely shared because it highlights something many people haven't seen before: local police actively pushing back during an ICE operation. While ICE operates under federal authority, they do not outrank local law enforcement, and jurisdiction, warrants, and cooperation agreements all matter in real time. For many viewers, this moment stands out as a shift from what's typically shown where ICE operates without visible resistance. Supporters say it demonstrates local officers choosing to intervene, while others say it underscores how complex and unclear enforcement boundaries can be. Whether this becomes a trend or remains an isolated incident is still unknown, but the video is sparking conversation about power, accountability, and how immigration enforcement actually plays out on the ground.
Let me ask you a question, a simple, common sense question. If you walked into a hospital and found out your surgeon had been in medical school for 47 days, would you let him cut you open? Heck no, you wouldn't. You run out the door. So why are we hearing rumors, reports, and whispers about federal law enforcement, specifically deportation officers, being pushed through training in less than 2 months?
No, I'm just knocking him out, that's all. He'll hold still and we can beat him to death. Ready? William Parker. Whoa!
Welcome back to Old School Life Discussion. I'm Will, and today we're talking about the absolute decline of standards in America. Let's look at the numbers, because math doesn't lie, people do. In most states, to become a barber, to legally cut hair, you need about 1,500 hours of training. That's roughly 9 months to a year.
If you think you're walking into barber school and cutting on day one, think again. First things first, most schools start with sanitation, barber laws, and the basics before you even touch the clippers. You'll also start learning about different hair types, skin condition, and tools. A good barber isn't just about fades, it's about knowing how to handle every head. And let's talk about time management. Barber school isn't like high school, you're learning a trade, so take it seriously. Show up on time, pay attention, and practice every chance you get.
To become a master plumber, that's years of apprenticeship. But to carry a badge, to enforce federal immigration law, to handle constitutional rights, firearms, and defensive tactics, we're talking about a standard academy that is supposed to be around 50 or 60 days. And now, we're asking less than 47 days is enough.
Do ICE agents only get 47 days of training now?
The amount of training that is given to an ICE officer has been cut in half by this administration, and the number of days of training they get are 47.
Is that possibly true?
So Trump and the DHS have made it clear that they plan to hire and train 10,000 more ICE agents as quickly as possible. As part of that goal, the administration has confirmed that they've shortened the timeline for training. The acting director of ICE is on record stating that the timeline is now just 8 weeks, 6 days a week, which amounts to 48 days.
This is a drastic change from the previous training schedule. The ICE website actually still has the old training timeline listed, which includes 5 weeks of Spanish training, which sources say has now been entirely removed, and a 16-week law enforcement training course. So even disregarding the Spanish training, it appears accurate to say that the law enforcement training has been cut nearly in half.
To contextualize this a bit, FBI, DEA, and ATF training lasts over 18 weeks.
So supporters of ICE would say that the training material and content is still the same, but they just compressed everything into a really rigorous and intensive time. But opponents would say that 48 days, regardless of how intensive it is just not enough for this wide-sweeping federal law enforcement power, particularly when this power routinely involves high-stress situations and complex constitutional issues.
And then there's this issue of new hiring and selection criteria. A few changes have also taken place here too, with the main one being the removal of any age requirement. The prior minimum age limit was 21, but now 18-year-olds can apply. And ICE ERO agents don't need anything beyond a high school diploma. Among the main federal agencies, ICE and Border Patrol are actually the only two agencies that don't require a bachelor's degree.
Supporters of ICE would say that the majority of agents have prior military or police experience, which gives them life experience over a diploma, whereas opponents would say the barrier to entry is just too low.
47 days. I've got pickles in my fridge that have been sitting there longer than these guys have been trained. The reality is, now I'm not knocking the guys signing up. I'm knocking the system. that sets them up to fail. You cannot teach experience in 6 weeks. You cannot teach gut instinct in 6 weeks. And you certainly cannot teach a rookie how to handle the chaos we see on the streets today in a month and a half.
This is going to blow your mind. ICE is now arresting up to 3,000 people every single day. Workplaces, farms, and factories are all being targeted. Families are being separated, protests are erupting, and industries like farming are scrambling to find workers.
Those are the agents. Those are all the fucking ICE. Yeah, get out of there! I don't want my phone. Oh my god! They made all this commotion, made them leave.
This is what happens when you prioritize speed over competence. It's the Amazon Prime mentality applied to law enforcement. I want it now. Who cares if it's broken? The challenge is, I want to hear from the working men and women watching this. You, if you're a truck driver, an electrician, a nurse, a welder, go down to the comments right now. Tell me, old school, how long did you have to train before they let you work solo? Did they throw you the keys to the semi-truck after 47 days and say, good luck on the highway?
Ever meet a truck driver who treats yellow barricade posts like bowling pins? Yeah, that's today's job highlight. This guy doesn't just drive. He's on a mission to prove rear wheels are overrated. Last 4 wheels? Who needs them? Maybe he's prepping for a role in the next Fast, Furious, and Flattened. Imagine the savings on tires, right? Plus, who needs a parking spot when you can create your own by plowing through every barrier in sight? Stay tuned to see what other job hacks this wheel rebel has up his sleeve. Maybe next week he'll turn his truck into a convertible.
No, they didn't, because that would be a disaster. This is just another example of standards dropping to the floor. We used to value mastery. Now we value good enough. And folks, when it comes to national security and law enforcement, good enough is going to get people hurt.
Sir, I need to see your papers right now.
Papers? I'm buying a drink. What's this about?
Identification, immigration status. Let's go.
I'm a police captain. Badge is right here.
Step back from your waist.
See? The old shield department ID, Captain Marcus Reeves, Metro PD.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Could be fake. You need to produce immigration documents. Call my precinct.
2 ICE agents, Derek Hoffman and Luis Vega, approached a black man in civilian clothes at 3:47 p.m., their body cameras capturing Hoffman's opening line, "Where are you from and you have documentation?" The man stayed calm as Vega moved his hand toward his weapon. What they didn't know was that they were illegally detaining Captain Michael Torres, a decorated police officer whose federal lawsuit would cost the government $12.4 million and expose a pattern of racial profiling that ended both their careers. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you are watching from, and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. Michael Torres pulled into the Sunoco station on Route 9 at 3:45 p.m. Gray hoodie, jeans, day off. He walked into the convenience store, grabbed an energy drink, paid cash, and headed back to his car. That's when the 2 ICE agents blocked his path. The body cam footage shows it clearly. Hoffman stepped directly in front of Torres, while Vega moved to cut off his car door. "Where are you from, and do you have documentation?" Hoffman demanded. Torres stopped. "Excuse me? I need to see your identification." Hoffman's hand drifted toward his belt. Around them, other customers walked freely. White, Asian, Hispanic. Nobody else was being stopped. Torres kept his hands visible. "What's the reason for the stop?" Vega's palm rested on his holster now. "Immigration compliance operation. Papers, now." The body cam timestamp, 3:48 p.m. Torres stayed calm. "I'm a U.S. citizen. You have no legal authority to detain me without reasonable suspicion." Hoffman moved closer. "You fit a description. We can do this easy or we can do this hard." "What description?" Hoffman glanced at Vega. The body cam caught it, that split-second look that said there was no description. They had profiled him for one reason: his skin color. "Turn around, hands on the vehicle," Hoffman ordered. "I'm Captain Michael Torres, Metro Police Department. You're violating my Fourth Amendment rights." Vega's face went pale on camera, but Hoffman doubled down. "I don't care who you say you are. Hands on the car, now." A woman pumping gas 3 spots over pulled out her phone and started recording. Her name was Janet Crawley, and her footage would later corroborate everything. Torres placed his hands on his hood. 15 years as a cop, 3 years as captain of downtown precinct, 17 commendations. None of it mattered in this moment. Hoffman patted him down while Vega yanked his wallet out. The body cam shows Vega opening the wallet. His face froze. Metro PD identification, badge number, Captain Michael Torres. Hoffman snatched it, studied it, then shoved it back. No apology, no explanation, just, "You're free to go." 3:52 p.m. 4 minutes of illegal detention captured on their own body cameras. Torres sat in his car, hands gripping the steering wheel. He'd spent his career training officers on constitutional rights, on proper stops, on treating people with dignity, and 2 federal agents had just treated him like a criminal at a gas station.
Now listen, if anything I said tonight made you think, if anything I said made you feel, if anything I said made you see things a little clearer, then this conversation did what it was supposed to do. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but I respect you for being willing to listen. Because real growth don't come from echo chambers. It comes from honest conversations. And that's all Old School is here to do: bring truth, perspective, and real talk without all the noise. So if this topic meant something to you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. I'm Will. This is Old School Life Discussions. Like the video if you miss common sense. Subscribe if you want the truth, and don't forget your comment. If you want to see more of this problem with ICE deportation officers, watch my previous video on Sheriff Deputy versus ICE deportation officers training, authority, and oversight. Now until next time, y'all stay blessed.
It's okay to change your mind, so what's the courage? Leave this behind. It's okay to change your mind. Join us anytime. It's okay to change your mind. Courage, leave this behind. It's okay to change your mind. You can join us here anytime.